Welcome to CryptoCoins, where we review the best coins for you. How's it going, my friends? Welcome back to CryptoCoins. My name is Freddie Colton, and today we're going to be discussing a really interesting thing I came across recently, Vires.Finance. And this one's actually really impressed me. But of course, before we jump into this, really, let me go ahead and give you my friendly disclaimer. Keep in mind, this is not financial advice. I am in no way a financial advisor, purely just a crypto geek who likes to look at projects all day long and talk about the ones that I find interesting. So with that in mind, my friends, please keep in mind, again, do not invest in something just because I talk about it. Make sure to do a modicum of your own research before making any sort of investment to make sure you are comfortable with doing so. But obviously, I'm pretty stoked on this one. I think it's pretty cool. So I just want to go through and talk about this a little bit, and yeah, just show you what I think is cool about this one. So let's jump into the meat and potatoes, if you will. So with this one, Vires.Finance, I'm actually going to start out with the social media and then a little introduction on its kind of white paper thing, so we can kind of get that little intro done, and then I'll show you across the website. So first off, that's really impressive. The Vires.Finance coin Vires is $72, and it stays around that area up to, that area and above, and that's crazy. That's really, really high. Now, we can see them on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. I just have to say, I'm extremely impressed with that because, excuse me, it's ranked 737 on CoinGecko. That's a pretty solid ranking out of thousands of projects. But I just want to start that off the bat, that's really a sign of a good business if it's that valuable. That's not really statistics you can mess with, so I think that's really cool. So the value is what the value is, and it's very high for this one. So that's really cool, and I think that there are smaller coins within it that possibly are, smaller investments you could make if that's a little bit of a high investment, if this one does interest you. We can see here on Telegram, they've got just about 2,000 subscribers and growing. Doing some real good work over on their Medium. A lot of articles explaining, in very specific detail about, the tokenomics and roadmap of different tokens, the Waves protocol, all the fun, interesting stuff. If you're interested in going through and learning a little bit more in depth about the project, that would take a little too long to give in a short analysis video. Just over 7,000, on Twitter. So Vires.Finance, that is the website we'll be looking at. Decentralized liquidity protocol for the Waves blockchain. And definitely, if you're interested, follow them on Twitter, check that out as well. They do have a lot of updates, tweeting quite a bit on this project, actually. What is Vires.Finance? Vires.Finance is a decentralized non-custodial liquidity protocol based on Waves blockchain, where users, wallets, and dApps can participate as depositors or borrowers. Depositors provide liquidity to the market to earn a passive income, while borrowers are able to borrow in an over-collateralized manner. Why use Vires.Finance? Vires.Finance utilizes common pool-based mechanics, where all funds deposited participate in interesting-bearing activities equally. Being based on a Waves blockchain, it utilizes extremely low fees, only a few cents per transaction, making it highly attractive for both high and low volume deposits and loans. How do I use it? In order to use the services, you simply supply your preferred assets. After supplying, you will earn passive income based on the market borrowing demand. Depositing assets allows you to borrow other assets by using your deposited assets as collateral. Additionally, some tokens, for example Waves and USDN, are safely staked with the ecosystem to earn the ecosystem to earn additional income for the depositors. My deposit funds are stored. Your funds are stored in a system of smart contracts. Code of the smart contract is public, open source. You can withdraw your funds from the pool or export a tokenized V tokens version of your lender position. Learn more about the V tokens in the corresponding section. Is there any risk? Well, I'm just going to say there's always risk, and I don't believe there's a risk in using there. There's a risk in investing in crypto always, so we're just going to say yes. So you can see here, this is actually the markets that they kind of have going on that you can supply or borrow on. So this is actually the home, and this is Vires.Finance. Then you click over here to governance. In the governance summary, locking Vires governance grants to share the revenue stream of every market of all these coins. Gradual unlocking occurs with every block and starts immediately after relocking. The average unlock time is 8 months. Distribution is continuous. Revenue is distributed every block every minute. revenue distribution to DAO. Each market takes a cut of the interest that borrowers pay. This revenue is distributed to Vires DAO across all Vires, locked in governance. You can sort of see what's locked. You can, get a good idea of numbers and whatnot. Check this out through here as well. Nice clean FAQ, by the way, of, anything that you might want to know, minimum amounts, that sort of thing. Definitely highly recommend going through to check that one out if you have any questions. The governance panel. So we can see here the governance panel. Locking Vires governance grants a share of the revenue stream of every market there. You can delegate the claim revenue to the other addresses. Withdraw unlocked Vires and unstake from legacy staking. Get Vires on these different places. If interested, click through to those. And we can see here the different statistics, my Vires, if I were to have anything in there, that kind of thing. And this is all under governance, by the way. We're on the top. We're going through the governance panel, my revenue sheet. Locking Vires governance grants a share of the revenue stream to every market. The distribution is continuous and occurs every block. You can always lock, relock, and withdraw unlocked Vires at my Vires page if interested. And token. So we can see here a little bit more about the tokenomics of the Vires protocol. And again, the price is awesome. They're doing something real right with such a good price. Total supply is pretty high, almost 400,000. Max supply is 10 million, which, that's a nice number because it's not way too many. And then just kind of a little bit more about it. And so if you're interested, again, check it out on Waves Exchange, swap.fi, just Fi, then Puzzle Swap. And then the governance panel final vote discussion. So basically, if you're interested in being a part of their DAO, speed up proposal, discuss in 24 hours, you see the different results of voting, set daily withdrawal limits, and then set max borrow APR to 40%. So again, you can see the different voting things, things that have been passed and not passed, or succeeded and not passed, which is very fascinating. I love that they show that. I don't think a lot of projects do take the time to go into showing you what the audience is trying to get passed and, what actually does, what the actual percentages are. So that's something I really like about this project. Now, if you have any questions, you can very easily talk to someone if you want to, which I think is something really helpful with this kind of a website. So you just click on, I'm gonna move myself, whoa, over here for a moment. So we can see here, right here, if you just click on that, it's actually really easy to get in touch with someone if you do have any questions. Whoa, going back, any questions about this kind of thing, which, I always do really appreciate having someone in place to discuss this. Now, if you're interested in this document I'm checking out, you're going to want to check out docs.Vires.Finance. And that's how you can kind of go through this. This is essentially the white paper for all intents and purposes. And I'm going to kind of wrap it up here just because it's a lot of information to take in with this one. I know it's a lot of very mathematical, kind of information that's not as usually as hype and fun as I talk about. But again, it's not always hype and fun when you're discussing finances, obviously. And this one is definitely a really cool project. As I mentioned, it's a project that's already done very well for itself. See a lot of people voting in the DAO, a lot of people investing in this one. So I definitely find this project to be one that's fairly promising, but again, as always, not financial advice, purely just my opinion on a project that I thought was interesting and wanted to discuss with a very high total liquidity, as you see. But as always, my friends, thank you very much for coming by CryptoCoins. My name is Freddie Colton. Today we discussed Vires.Finance, and I'll see you in the next episode.